Hi. Hello everyone. Welcome again to my channel, The Creative Agile IT. So as part of today's video, I'm going to share how we can generate a sprint report in Jira. So we will understand from scratch, we will understand how to create a Jira Scrum project, how to navigate to the backlog, how to create some initial set of stories, assign them to a sprint, create, edit a sprint, and then mark some of the stories as done and understand if we are closing the sprint and if the sprint has been closed, how we can navigate to the sprint report and understand what it all depicts. So if I move to the agenda, so this will be agenda for this particular video. We will understand the creation of the Jira Scrum project, understanding the navigation in the Jira which is available to us. We will also understand how we can navigate to the backlogs and the sprints. We will understand how to create the user stories and assign them to one of the Jira sprint. We will also understand how to create, edit, and start a sprint in Jira, mark some of the user stories as closed and done, and assuming or marking if the sprint is closed, how we can generate the sprint report for completed sprint. So I am sharing one of the project that I have created in Atlassian Home in one of the Jira app. So as you guys can see, I have logged in Atlassian using my creative learning credentials, and these are the apps available. So if I open the Jira app, so what we will first understand is how we can create a Jira Scrum project in the Jira app. So let the app open. It's taking some time. Okay, so we can see as of now it is showing like three projects are available. So what we will do first is we will click on the create project and we will select Scrum. We will say use a template and we will select company managed. And now let maybe we can say my Scrum 25. Automatically it will assign a key and we will say create project. So what we have done is we have created a Scrum project in the Jira app. And as we can see, this is the navigation which is available. It is slightly changed. We have the summary, the timeline, the backlogs which are available, the active sprints, the calendar, and the reports, and other components as well. So if I click on the backlog, so as we can see, this is a Scrum project. So by default, it is showing, okay, this is a sprint one, though there are no dates available. The backlog consists of zero issues, so there is nothing in the backlog. It's empty. So maybe what we will do is place some of the stories in the backlog. So we will click on the create issue, and maybe we can say this is our user login, and we click on enter, and we can also say forgot username is another story. Maybe we can say uh, forgot password is another story, and we can say infra setup for Jira tool, infra setup for dev. Okay, so this is another story. Now let's say these are the four stories that we have created and we want like this to be part of the sprint one. So what we will do is we can drag these and place in the sprint one. Similarly, this one as well. Let me drag it. Okay, and we can also, order them after placing it here. So these are the four stories that we have made part of the sprint one. And what we will do is maybe we can assign some story points to, let's say user login is of three story points and you forgot username is of five. We say okay. Then forgot password is also of five and infra for setup is also three story points. So once we have assigned these four stories and we have placed the story points, so we can say that it is showing to do as 16, which is basically a sum of the story points. So 3 and 5 and 5 and 3. Okay, so these 16 story points is kind of a to do work for the team. And now what we will do is since our objective of this particular video is to understand how we can generate the sprint report and how we can use the sprint report as part of the sprint review. So first we will do is we will click on the edit sprint and maybe we can say this is our sprint, it's custom and we will say it's starting today and maybe it's ending today only. or maybe let's say we are saying like it will end on 28th. Even though in a Scrum, we can have a sprint of at least minimum 1 week to up to the 4 week. So let's say this is a custom 1 week of a sprint. We were saying update. Okay, and also I'm saying start sprint. Okay, so the sprint has been started. Okay, and let's again go back to the backlog. Right. So this is basically the report section. If I click on this particular reports in a new tab, so it's opening it here. And so this is our sprint report. So basically what it will do is it will show this sprint report for the completed sprint. So because we have created our sprint today only, so it might take some time, and it is showing like MVS sprint is the current sprint. Uh, so and we have 16 story points of work which is planned for this sprint, and it is ending on Jan 28. So by default it is showing us like this, and also it is showing us what all we have planned in the sprint report. Right. So basically, it is giving us a summary of this particular sprint one, which is active, which we have just created and started today itself. It is showing, okay, in this graph, like we have 16 story points of work planned, and we have 4 issues or 4 tickets or 4 user stories planned for this sprint. Now, what we will do is for our understanding purpose, if we try to, let's say, mark this one as done, and we are also marking this one as done, this one also completed. So out of 4 we have completed 3 user stories. So as we can see like the 13 story points of work has been completed because it's 3 plus 5 and 5, and 3 story points of work is still in the to do. Maybe we can say like if I say in progress, it will come here. So if I again go back to the sprint report and try to refresh my screen, so now we can see, okay, so here we can see that, okay, these are the completed issue in the sprint one, and these are the one issue which is not completed. So basically, this sprint report keeps track of what is going on in a particular sprint. It presents a summary. So if I try to complete this sprint, let's say even though this is ending on 28th Jan, but for our videos demo purpose, let's say we are completing the sprint today, and we are saying it says like, okay, we have 3 completed issue and 1 open issue. So automatically 1 open issue may move to the new sprint. So if I say complete sprint, okay, so this is what it has done. So it has created a new sprint and again of 1 week, and the issue which was opened, it has moved it into the sprint two. But I mean, our purpose is like if we want to understand the sprint report. So if I go back to the sprint report and try to refresh this one, so let's say how it does. So now here we can see this is our sprint one, and since like this is ended by the user, and it is showing okay when it was open, when it was ended, and now it is giving us a summary, right? And again, this is how it will present. It will show us, what all user stories have been completed in the sprint, what all issues or stories have not been completed. So it will give us a summary. So we can always use the sprint report during the sprint review as part of the review or the reflection on the work which has been completed by the team in a sprint, and we can understand, okay, what all has been completed, what has not been completed, and then take a decision. So that was the whole idea about this particular video. We understood like how we can create a sample Scrum project, how we can understand the navigation which is available in the Jira, how we can, go to the backlog, create some stories, and move the stories to the sprint, create a sprint, edit it, and then mark some of the stories as done, and then see how it reflects in the sprint report. So I hope you guys like this video, and if you are new to the channel, please share and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you so much.